And
So here's the thing. I mean, so over the past few weeks, Emilia Perez has been shrouded in a lot of controversy. So obviously, a lot of critics are coming out and saying this is just pure Oscar bait. And then to compound the matter, the star Carlos Sofia Gascon was revealed to have tweeted out some pretty racial and Islamophobic tweets several years ago. So a lot of people have said this could torpedo Emilia Perez's chance of clinching the Best Picture award on Sunday. But I do want to get a few things out of the way, because this movie here has been described as Oscar bait. Lee, can you give us a quick definition of what Oscar bait is?
Yeah, sure. So at least for me, right? And I think, there's not like, you're not going to go to the dictionary and find a direct definition, but I would say it's a movie where you are clearly putting like elements for a variety of things into the movie that's supposed to get people talking about it. And I would say like definitely like LGBTQ is definitely one of those big things that's out there. So I think like kind of the subject matter of this absolutely kind of sticks out as far as that. I think the fact that it's a musical as well also probably plays a huge factor into it. Not say that every musical is Oscar bait, obviously, but I would say like we've seen that quite a bit with like something like Wicked, or don't have to look too far back to something like La La Land that did a lot of really that won a lot of awards. So I think that you're kind of getting a glimpse of that with this movie for sure, where I feel like it just kind of mashes together a bunch of elements that I guess people are wanting to vote for. Because we've started, I feel like, to move away from movies that are just good versus like, hey, this movie has a strong message, ergo, it's good. So I think that I don't know. Don't want to get too much into talk about the movie quite yet, but I would say was not a huge fan. I certainly can understand it getting like some, nods to like some of the songs and stuff like that, but to call it Best Picture, I feel like kind of does just movies in general a disservice.
I mean, what's really disturbing, because I watched this movie 4 times, and and each time I've watched it, I've understood less and less of what's going on here. What I find really, really strange is the fact that the fact that this movie is being nominated for an Oscar, where you don't really seem to know what's going on apart from the fact it's about a trans woman. And it leads me to wonder, is there some sort of checklist or criteria that the movie is following in order to get nominated? It's sort of like when you're applying for college. If you like tick these boxes here, then you're a shoo-in, right? That's the feeling I get. I mean, to your point, if you're if you're talking about representing someone from a marginalized community, if you're setting it in a non-Western or at least non-Anglophone country, and you have elements of a musical, but you're also including romantic elements, et cetera, then of course you're going to get in. And
yes,
and to your point, it's pretty much a disservice, because it's no longer making a movie just for the sake of art, right? It's more of doing it to gain something, and
yes.
in the process, it becomes a movie that's made in bad faith, as I'll elaborate further as we get near the end. But